Good afternoon, traders. And today, welcome to Arcadia Trading. Today, I'm going to break down SPY, QQQ, XLF, and KRE, and a couple of support resistance I'm looking at, and a couple of market news. So, start off with looking at SPY. SPY right now is in a hourly downtrend. So you can see we had this huge move yesterday from the FOMC meeting, and Yellen talking about that there won't be deposits guaranteed, as they have that big move down. And we made a lower high, and then we dropped to a lower low. So we broke this prior low, but without a lot of follow through. You can see we bounced back close to the end of the day. I wouldn't say that it is too big of a deal because we had a very notable quick drop here and cooling off a little bit of bounce. So tomorrow is going to be key. See if bears can regain their control over this low, if we break this low or not, today's low essentially. And the most important thing for me is QQQ though, because we want to see, does QQQ join Team Bear or does XLF join Team Bull? So essentially, on my video yesterday, I talked about where when we have this huge move down here, there's a potential we get an equilibrium, meaning we trade within the prior candles and shape up a tightening range. So it looks like this. We bounce, we won't make a new high, and we drop, and we won't make a new low, and essentially we tighten up. And then we have the real move once we break this tightening range. So either we're gonna break bull or break bear. So that will likely come tomorrow because we have been tightening up. And if you want me to draw more clearly, here I'll show you this. It looks like some people draw with the wicks, some people don't. Doesn't really matter in this case. We just want a visual. You could, you can go like, depends on the time frame as well. So if you go to the hourly chart, it will look different for the wicks as well. Essentially, this is the tightening range. So it would look more like this, and we bounce within it. And then tomorrow we'll likely get a downside or upside. If we don't, let's see if we get it tomorrow or not. Yeah, 19.3. Tomorrow, end of the day, this is where we'll hit, likely close to here. By the end of the day close, we could get a break around this area, or it just decides to tighten up into Monday. We close somewhere around here. We'll see how the market does that. So QQQ is going to be the most key. So because if QQQ breaks this bull, SPY is going to likely form an hourly uptrend. And if QQQ continues to break bull, then we have to look for XLF, which is the financial sector. We tested the fear lows today. You can see this orange looking line. You see all these tests on the bottom that we had just last week and prior this week. And you can see we briefly went below it and bounced back from it. So that's a good sign for the bulls that we actually held the fear lows. But bears could also argue that we dropped so fast down here. A small cooling off bounce is notable, and that there's nothing has changed for the bulls at the moment because this bounce is nothing. Their very first step was to just hold this level, and we can potentially retest it again tomorrow. And there's a possibility of breaking as well. See if what I'm looking at is if XLF breaks to new lows, breaking this low, QQ will likely bear break as well, because XLF is going to drag down SPY to form a continuation of its 30 minutes and hourly downtrend that will drag down QQQ with it, and this equilibrium will likely have a bear break if that happens. Same thing with KRE. You can see KRE, it's the regional banks ETF. You can see we had this area as well. We broke it right here, this support, and then we can see a notable follow through with it. And now it just if we break this little area, that'll be a fear low as well. Same as XLF. If they're pretty correlated. And so we'll see XLF and KRE would break to the fear lows or not tomorrow. And QQQ will still be the key for me tomorrow. And if we break, if XLF makes new lows with notable bear volume and QQQ breaks this bear, this is likely a good short position here. And then you just put your stop loss back to into this area. So this is how it works. Let's say we have a bear break tomorrow. We chop, open up in the morning, and then boom, we break down. And then the best setup would be if we bounce back and then retest the area and then rejects from it and go lower. That would be a good short opportunity around this area. If you're aggressive, scalp for shorter, you can short here once you break. But a retest is usually a more confirmed setup, a better setup than the prior one. So you would just bounces and then it starts to form a bearish candle, reversal candle, and then you add your short and you just put the stop loss over the high of that pivot. And you risk very small. And if it does follow through, then we'll get a nice drop. And if it doesn't, you get stopped out with a small loss. And yeah, let's see how this equilibrium forms out tomorrow. And I'll update you guys from there. Here's my